Yeah, because everybody wants to hear your music, right? So today we're going to talk about pens, and pens with a purpose. You don't want to just throw up a 24 by 24 pipe corral and throw your new horse in there. That's not what it's about. It's not just keeping the horse confined. It's about taking care of the horse and making sure that they have a healthy environment. My pens are all 24 by 48. Actually a little more. 24 by, no, they're 24 by 48. With a full covered shade and a three-sided shelter. I like the three-sided shelter because it gives them shelter from the rain, gives them a windbreak, and it also gives good ventilation. As you can see, the tops are open. And these sides are put up with 2x12s, 2x4s, and these channels that you get from, or I got from Ram Fencing, R-A-M-M. And these are sealed with a sealer, so they won't rot as quick. I mean, they're still going to rot, and they're easy to replace too, because if you've got one, like if this one down here gets cracked or broken, you can just saw through it, pull it out. These will drop down. You can add a new one at the top. So that works out. I've only got these about 5 feet high because I want to be able to get good ventilation. These are north and south, north facing, because I've always been told that your pens should face north because the winds go east to west, and sometimes you get a southeasterly and a southwesterly, but very rarely does the wind come out of the true north. So you've got a good wind break for this right here. And I've got rubber mats on the floors for them to eat on, as you can see. I don't feed out of feeders because I know I've had horses that have gotten heaves from eating out of a feeder, especially those stock tank feeders. All the dust from the hay gathers in the bottom, and all they're doing is breathing that up while they're trying to eat. So I feed on these mats, and like you saw in the other video, I clean them maybe once, twice a month. I'll scrape them out and broom them out. I always want to have salt available, even though obviously Moon doesn't lick hers. She chews on it sometimes, but that's about it. But I also feed electrolytes, which you can see are at the bottom of the feeder. So she does get some. I mean, that's over probably 3 or 4 feedings. So she does get some. And I can wet the supplement that I give her and make it stick to the supplement, which would help. I should just start doing that instead of talking about it. I also have hot wire along the fence because she likes to lean her big butt on the fence and rub it. So it had a couple of bows in it. So I decided I'd better put up some hot wire. Now these stall sides are metal, and there's a reason for that. It's not just because that's what they make them out of. I put them on this side because when the sun comes up in the east, it warms these, and in the wintertime they stand right there, and they get the warmth from the steel side on that side and the warmth from the sun on that side. So there's a reason for those. The pen is DG, and I usually loosen it up a couple times a year and add more soil because the wind here just takes everything away. As you can see, it's not too bad. It's not hard. It's fairly soft. She lays in her poop anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I lean the water, that one, I lean the water a little bit on one side so that when I fill them, it kind of gets rid of the detritus that's on top of the water. I don't flood the pen with it, but just to get the little pieces of hay and stuff out of there. Otherwise, they're fairly level. I have these posts along the alley. I have these posts that I screw in. I put C-clamps on the side and secure the pipe corral to the post, which is about 3 feet into cement. So it helps keep the panels up. That is my brand. My son made me that, and it was originally in the banister of our stairwell when we lived in Encinitas. And when we moved, I wanted to take it with me, so I cut it off, took it with. The people that bought the house weren't really thrilled about that. As you can see, I put the little rubber thingies on the ends of the screws, on the ends of the bolts, and sometimes I'll cut them off. But those are the clamps that we use to hold this corral together. And it's got rain gutters to keep the rain from falling straight down onto the pen's bottoms and eroding where they're buried in concrete. They didn't have the right sized pipes for the roof when I redid these, so I had to get one size down, but those will be replaced. They're just standing on top of the ground. We have cameras out here. We have cameras all over the property, mostly to watch for the wildlife because it's so interesting, but because we're not in a real high crime neighborhood, but there's more rain gutters and rain chains, and the ground, when you have hot wire, make sure you ground it correctly, because if you don't, it's not going to work. I've got, I think 2 sets of ground, and those go 8 feet into the ground. There's another one here. But as you can see, there's posts set in the middle of each panel. This corral hasn't been used in years, so I turned it into my garden area, just so I can feed the rats and the gophers and all that. These are 6 feet high. I like these panels. The other fence that I have over there in the first pen, that's a foaling panel because I used to breed every year. And I like those panels better for foaling out mares. And they all have and these trees are planted here for shade in the morning. It goes about halfway in, and as they get bigger, it'll get more shade. But I lost a few trees when we first moved in because the people we bought the house from quit watering, so these poplars that were here that were really nice for shade died. I had to cut them down and plant new ones. So these are fruitless mulberry. So that's Pens with a Purpose. If you have any questions about how to build your own corrals, I'd be happy to answer them. I've built several. And we had a boarding stable where we had over 320 horses, or I'm sorry, 230. Dyslexia is a wonderful thing. And we built a lot of different enclosures, so I'd be happy to help with any questions you may have.